cat and I play red. I like Euro games. I like all the beige goodness that comes with that. I don't necessarily care what a game looks like as long as it plays well. However, this game we're about to look at kept popping up everywhere and I kept seeing pictures of it. And every time I was wowed by how pretty it looked. So today we're looking at Mandala stones by Philippe Glax and produced by Board and Dice. This game is gorgeous. The pieces are nice, so you have that nice tactile feeling as well. And it's one of those games that is simple but difficult, which are always my favourite. So let's have a look at Mandala stones. In Mandala stones, you will be influencing the artists on the board in order to take the colourful mandala stones, place them on your board and hopefully score some points for doing so. At the start of the game, we pulled 4 stones out randomly and placed them on each of these squares. And then the 4 artists were placed randomly in these 4 positions. So, in your turn, there are 2 actions you can take. Can't be much simpler than that, right? Wrong. So, you can either pick up stones from the main board or score stones from your player board. So, obviously, as we start, I have no stones. So my first action is going to be collect some stones. So, I can choose any of the 4 artists. You'll notice now there's 2 different patterns of mandala. There's these kind of flowery ones and then these ones with the circle around them. There might be some technical term, I don't know. If you know, tell me in the comments. Floweries and circles, huzzah, that's now the official names. I'm going to move this artist onto this spot on the board. Now I can collect any of the stones around that artist that firstly match the pattern shown here, but I can't collect any that are adjacent to another artist. So here I couldn't take this stone because it's next to that artist. So the other important thing, not so much in this case, is you must take them in the specific order. So I could take this, this and this one, or this, this and this, but it must be in that order. Obviously these are all yellow, doesn't matter so much, but I'm going to go in this direction and take these 3 stones. Then I have to place them on one of the 5 scoring spots on my board. So let's have a look. I'm going to pop them here. When it comes to scoring, each spot has a different way of scoring, which is actually written here. But we'll come to that in a minute. So let's just move the artist. Let's get some stones on my board and then we'll score some stuff and you'll see how that works. So I'm actually then going to move this here. So again, I must match the pattern, but I can't take this yellow stone here. So I'm going to take this one and this one, and I'm going to place them on my board here. So that is the pick action. That is how you pick up stones, you place them on your board. If all 5 spots on your player board are full, you must score. You can't keep collecting. There are 2 ways of scoring from your player board. So firstly, you can choose 2 or more towers with the same colour on top. The patterns don't matter at this point, just the colour. So I can score yellow. So I pick up the top stone from each of the towers and score according to the key here. So here I have 2 stones, so I'm going to gain 2 points for this one. So I take that off, I scored 2 points, and the tile I've removed is going to go onto the mandala board here, which obviously starts the game empty. So I pop that on there. I'm then going to score my second yellow tower, which is going to score me 4 points. So take that one off, 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and again this goes onto the mandala board. There's a few things on here we need to just have a quick look at. The handprints here indicate the number of players. So when someone in a 2-player game places a stone here, the game will end. 3-player and 4-player. The +1 and +2 are extra points. So if I'd placed that there, I would have gained 1 extra point. Not meant to be yet. So the other way you can score is if you need to kind of readjust the colours on your board. Say, look at this, dodgy quick. Say I had this and I want to get this purple off so I can score my yellows. I can choose any number of towers, take the top stone off and just score 1 VP. So in this case, I might decide to do that, pop it on the board and score 1 VP just to ensure that I have my yellows showing on my towers. So let's have some more towers and see what we can do. I'm going to, oh, this looks nice. Place this here, and there's not another artist nearby. So I can actually pick all of the tiles I want from here. So that's going to go at the top. I'm going to go that way and take these 3 and put them on my board here. So this one here, you can see you're going to get 1 point for each of the 4 colours in your tower, +1. So if I were to score that now, it would actually give me a total of 4 points. It's only 1 off the maximum it could be, so not bad. So let's look. Now this poor little spot in the middle here, I could move this here and that's potentially really nice, but I can't take these stones, I can't take this one. So I'd only get the 2. But you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take those 2 and pop them here. So you can see how your player board is going to build up over time. Really keep an eye on these artists. I'm looking at this now and going, oh, this one's quite nice because there's the yellow. But then because this artist is here, I wouldn't be able to take from here. So this board, these artists make it feel really cramped at times, and you have to really work at, you know, maybe moving this one over here so that then at a later stage I could move that here. This board looks big, but you'll be surprised at how cramped it really is. So let's have a look at the perfect scenario. What would be really tasty right now? That middle spot is rubbish. So let's move this to here and take this, this and this. Right, so my player board is full. So now I have to score. So let's have a look at how all the different bits score. Here you're going to get 1 point for each different height of tower on your board. 0 counts as well. So I have got a 1, a 2 and a 3 tower. So that's 3 different heights. That would get me 3 points. And my stone goes onto the mandala board and actually gets me an additional 1 point, which is always nice. My second tower here gets me 4 points because there's only 1 tile. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This 2 high, so 3 points. This is 2 high, so 2 points. But I'm placing this on the mandala board and getting an extra 2. And then finally, the colours that we spoke about earlier. So 1 for each colour plus 1 for a total of 4 points there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see how quickly this mandala board is filling up. Obviously, you don't want to be scoring 1 or 2 tower. You really want to try and do what I did there and score all 5. Okay, that was a fix, but you get the idea. There are 2 ways the game can end. As I said before, if you hit the player count indicator on the board, or if there aren't any tiles for you to pick here, which I think is quite unlikely. I think it's more likely to happen with the mandala board. Play continues until that point, and the player with the most points wins. However, at the start of the game, each player is given 2 objective cards at random. You can look at these so you know what you're aiming for. So these are quite tough. 10 victory points if you end the game with no stones on your player board. This is a really tough one to get because you've kind of got to be working on it on the last few rounds. But then if you have no stones, you can't score. So this one's a tricky balance. This one, 7 points if you end the game with 3 purple stones or more purple stones than any other player. Now, I have 2 on my board. However, my invisible opponent, who doesn't exist, has none. Hey, so I have the most purple stones on my board. I'm going to take that as a victory. 5, 6, 7. And just move the marker up the player board. There are these little chips if you go over 50. I don't think we've managed that yet. We'll see. Time will tell. Maybe with time we will. This is one of those cases. If I was to score these pinks, for example, I might want to start getting rid of these for single points because they're random colours. So this is where the gameplay gets really clever, is trying to balance what colours you have at the top compared with what you're then placing. Once the stones have hit your player board here, the patterns are almost irrelevant. The patterns only really matter when you're taking them from the main board. Mandala stones is a really tricksy little game. Honestly, it's not the sort of thing I'd normally play because with the bright colours and the patterns, it comes across as very much a family board game, kind of like Azul or something. Now, Azul we really enjoyed. I think it lost its shine a bit for us over time. However, this has got a really deep level of clever. I don't know how better to describe it. Trying to get the colours you need on the top whilst battling against these artists can be really tough. It seems like, oh, it's easy, look, we'll just place an artist here. But you'll usually end up coming a cropper to at least one other artist, and if you're really unlucky, 2. For example, at the moment, if I were to place in the middle here, both of these are blocked by other artists. So you will spend some turns just trying to move stuff out the way. Like if I'd already moved that one out the way, but then it still blocks that. So it can be quite frustrating and quite strategic at times, and I really love that. every time I see an image of it, I'm immediately drawn in. The colours are amazing. We have these lovely clunky stones that make it a very tactile game to play, which we always like to sit and have a little play with pieces. Take that however you will. And the extra points here can be killer. We've only played it 2-player at the moment because of current lockdown, but it felt like every time I placed stones, I was giving Rob the next lot of points. So you need to watch these as well. There's a lot going on to it. For a very pretty game, it's deceptively fiendish and fun, which we like. So, Mandala stones, board and dice. This is available now. Go and check it out. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click like and subscribe. We usually post videos on a Thursday. Follow me on the other socials. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I play red. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.